What's up, everyone? My name is K-Rad. I'm a rapper, producer, beer lover, and now I'm a podcaster. Podcasting about Northwest hip-hop and Northwest beer. Why? Well, I love them both, and frankly, you should too. So sit back and crack a cold one as a weekly guest and I talk about all things hip-hop and hops. This is Hoppy on Broadway. 10 episodes in, but 1,000 more to go. What's up, everyone? This is K-Rad. And on today's show, drinking Fremont Brewery beer is Brainstorm, a rapper, producer, and one-third of the hip-hop group Dyme Def. Throughout the interview, you'll hear us reference Rob or talking to someone else in the room. Rob is a producer Brainstorm wanted to bring along to experience the interview, and you might know him as the beat producer Rob Reeves. Also throughout the show, you'll be listening to clips from Brainstorm's arsenal of songs, both as a rapper and producer. Here's Dyme Def's latest single, All Summer.
That's SCD, fierce and brave and lean. Yeah, we married to the game and she is tied down. We grind all winter, so we ball all summer. We grind all winter, so we ball all summer. We grind all winter, so we ball all summer. We grind all winter, so we ball all summer.
Used to do it small, now I'm in the double let sale. Fuck the beat up, we all.
With over 13 years of beat producing experience and even longer as an MC, I have Brainstorm on the show today.
Hey.
Brainstorm is one-third of the Seattle hip-hop group Dyme Def, but holds his own in his solo projects as well. Dyme Def has come out of a several-year hiatus this year with 2 singles, and we'll be dropping a new project in the coming months. Brainstorm, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
So as you know, on this show, it's about 10% drinking beer, 90% talking about hip-hop.
It should be like 25% drinking beer.
Well, that's why we have these giant pint, or I guess these are like 20-ounce Fremont beers in front of us today. We even have more in the fridge.
Hey, I love Fremont. That's my town. That's my stumping ground.
Yeah,
so,
good,
yeah.
man. I'm happy to hear it. So we have plenty if you want more.
All right,
I'm going to
cool.
pour us some glasses. We're going to taste it.
Let's get it.
We're going to give it a little bit of review.
Yeah.
Don't be intimidated if you haven't really reviewed much beer before. As far as I'm concerned, if you drink beer, you're fit to review it.
Oh, yeah, I'm a beer drinker, so.
Yeah?
We'll see.
All right, well, cheers. This is the
Cheers to
Fremont
you.
Interurban.
Thank you.
All right, Brain. You don't like me and I don't like you. But let's just do this and I can get back to killing you with beer.
Thoughts?
It's not bad. I like it. It kind of reminds me of like Flat Tire.
Yeah?
Just a little bit, though.
A little bit bitter?
Yeah, a little bitter. Like
Okay.
it has like a bitter kick at the end, but it's good, though.
I wanted you to answer first because this is actually my all-time favorite beer.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. This
Are
is
you an
good. I would
IPA
drink
guy?
This. I don't really have a preference, to be honest with you. The pale ales are good. The IPAs are good. I think the hops in the IPA are a little bit better, but it's just me.
Sure. Yeah, I like this beer because I think it has, I like the bitterness, I like IPAs, but it's something that I can drink over and over again without it getting too old.
Exactly, without it like tasting redundant or whatever. Like,
Or really filling you up.
right,
which can be a
where you
problem.
feel like bloated and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get into Dyme Def, I want to shine the spotlight on Just Brainstorm because
Okay.
you're on the show
Yes,
solo.
sir.
And not only are you here to drink Fremont beer today, but you're here to talk about yourself as well.
Yes, sir.
Now, you started out as a rapper, but you became a beat maker because your bandmates, Fierce Phil and SEB, kind of made you become one, right?
Yeah, I kind of got forced into it.
How did they? Why was it you that was chosen to make the beats?
Because I was the computer geek, you know what I'm saying? Like I went to ITT Tech for a year. I got my AA in computer engineering and shit. So I was always into the computer programs. Like we was using like Cool Edit and like FL back in the day. Like that was my main program and shit. And I was kind of just messing around with it, but then they heard the beats that I was making and shit, and it was like, bro, like you should be a producer. And I was like, I don't want to be a producer. I want to fucking rap. You know what I mean? And it was like, nah, bro, you got to produce, man. And at the time, like we were kind of teenagers. We didn't really have no jobs or no income or anything like that. So a lot of the production responsibility got put on me, and I just took it. You know what I mean? And ever since then, it's been running with it. So
Did you ever feel like you had more work than the rest of your team because you had to do both rapping and producing?
I don't want to say more work, but I feel like a lot of the responsibility was put on me because I kind of got forced into it, but then I kind of volunteered to do it also. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just because I loved producing anyway. So I didn't really take it serious until they told me like, hey, you're kind of that guy, you should do this, and the rest is history. So
yeah. And were you in ITT Tech? Did you say?
Yeah.
Was that after high school then, or before?
That was after high school. That was after I graduated.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
so you started doing that, and you were kind of already into computers and
and I was kind of already making beats during that time too, but my beats weren't really that good either.
Really?
You know what I mean? At that time.
Sure.
So like after I went and did all that or whatever, I kind of got a little bit more technical and started knowing a little bit more about the music thing, because I was looking at like YouTube tutorials and different stuff like that, trying to learn scales and stuff like that. So I eventually, like, I learned it quick. Like, I just picked it up.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Did you have much music experience before that?
I still don't have any music experience. You feel me? I have no music experience. I can't tell you what scale is. I don't know what C and E and all that shit is. Rob can tell you, I promise you, but I can't.
He's saying no right now.
I play everything by ear, bro. I swear to God, everything's by ear.
You just got the feeling.
Yeah, I've always been like, my mom will tell you, like, even like when I was like 3-4 years old, I could recite every lyric for every song that was on Cube 93 during that time when Cube 93 was actually popping. You know what I mean? So music was always in me or whatever, but you know, I'm at Dyme Def and we made a pact one night and we was like, we're gonna do this shit for real. Mm-hmm. And we've been rolling ever since. So
yeah, what did it look like for you guys when you decided to do it for real? What changed? Because there's a lot of upcoming artists all over the world today who must decide to make that transition between I'm doing this as a hobby and I'm doing this for a career.
Right.
So from a firsthand experience for a group that made a lot of, more than a buzz, I should say, in not just the Northwest but all around the nation.
Yeah.
What did that look like for you guys?
I mean, for us, we were just young and hungry. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't really have no expectations from it when we came into it. We just did it because we loved it. You know what I mean? Like, going all the way back to like high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was throwing our own concerts. We was printing up our own CDs. We was printing up our own flyers and everything. Like, we was really what's it called? DIY or whatever, do it yourself. Like, yeah, we was really that, you know what I'm saying? And at a very young age, you know, like the very first show that we did, we sold out at Carco Theater in Renton. You know what I mean? And like, we used to do the talent shows at Renton High because that's the high school we went to. And they used to always make us go last because if we went first, then everybody would leave. So they would always make us go last, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
And then you get the encore, I'm sure.
always. So, yeah.
Well, that's like for real, man, because it sounds like, if I'm going to break it apart what you just said, what you guys did for yourself was your own marketing and setting up your own shows. I'm sorry about definitely. The bugs around.
Oh, no,
here.
you're good, bro. No worries, no worries.
But yeah, and marketing's a big part of music because a lot of people,
especially back then, because a lot of it was word of mouth. Like, we didn't have, like, Facebook wasn't popping like that, Twitter wasn't popping like that, Instagram didn't even exist back then. You know what I'm saying? Back when we was doing it, or when it was coming up rather. So the only social media we had was MySpace at that time, and we actually got, like, you know how like they always had the front page when like you was gonna log on and you would see like the music people or whatever that's on the like. We got that, and at a time that was like our biggest accomplishment. You know what I mean? Because we got like the front page of MySpace. Yeah. At one point, and it was crazy. And then like the songs blew up, our views blew up, and everything. And man, like I said, the word of mouth back then was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. And that was in high school. You guys graduated in what, 2007?
04.
In 04. Okay, I got my numbers wrong.
I keep telling you I'm an old dude. I'm an old dude, man.
And then I remember actually, because I graduated in 2011. I remember really getting into Seattle hip hop when I was about a junior, sophomore, senior.
And see, that's crazy because our most revered album is Space Music, and we dropped that in 07. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I do remember that because I would listen to all the Seattle mixtapes that would you know, pick and choose from all these different artists. Yeah. And I remember listening to you guys, and I was like, oh, this is fucking dope.
And I really feel like those years was back when like the scene was popping, because you had everybody that's big now was just coming up, like us, Macklemore, Grinch, you know what I'm saying, Sport and Life, all these other people, you know what I'm saying, like we were all new to the scene and everybody was dope. So it was like, damn, like this, like the music scene was flourishing with so many different people and so many different talents and shit. So I can honestly say like between 07 and like 09, like it was crazy. Yeah. Crazy.
How much did you guys tour?
We did, so we went on tour with Saigon or whatever, and it was just a West Coast tour. Like we did like, you know, the coast or whatever. So we did Washington, Oregon, California. And just doing those states and the cities that we did in those states, I don't know how these guys do these year-long tours. That shit is crazy to me.
Being trapped in a van the whole time, eating nothing but junk food.
And like, I would say my tour experience, every tour that we've done, or anytime we've ever traveled and shit, it's always been fun. You know, so I don't have any bad experiences. Yeah. One experience I will tell you about though, is we went up to Canada and we opened up for Fabulous up in, I want to say it was like 09, 08 maybe. And we were walking into the spot, or no, we had just got done. Fabulous had just performed and everybody was getting ready to leave. And this dude came and he bumped Fierce hella hard, and it looked like it was like purposely, you know what I'm saying?
Like he physically ran into him.
You know, like shoulder checked him, like watch out, you know what I'm saying? And me, you know what I'm saying? I've always been the drinker in the squad, you know what I mean? So
that's why you're on the show.
Exactly. You feel me? I was always the drinker in the squad or whatever. So, you know, he bumped him, and you know, Fierce, he wasn't tripping about it, but I was, because I seen this shit and I was like, hey, motherfucker, and blah blah blah. And he turned around and he had a vest on, and I guess my people recognized what it was, but I didn't recognize what it was. But I guess he was a Hell's Angel. And they were like, I was popping. I was talking, and they snatched me up so quick, like, hey, you better shut the hell up. You about to get us killed up here, like, you know what I mean, like, because he was looking at me. He was looking at us too. He was like, you guys don't look like you're from here, and blah blah blah. And I was like, so what if we ain't from here? Blah blah blah. Like, you know, I'm young.
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
And you didn't care.
And I didn't care.
Yeah.
But when they told me that, I was like, oh shit, and I shut the hell up real quick. I was like, yeah, that's not cool. So yeah, I almost got Dyme Def killed one night.
Hey, but we're
lucky to still be here.
Yeah.
You know, almost got us killed.
Yeah, I want to shift a little bit back in time a little bit, because you started. I want to talk about your production, right? Because we're gonna talk about Dyme Def a little bit more later.
Yeah.
But you started on Fruity Loops, and now you've moved to Reason. And Pro Tools, right?
Reason and Pro Tools, yes sir.
What, Pro Tools for mixing, Reason for composing?
Pro Tools for mixing, yep, exactly.
What do you like about Reason? Why'd you make the switch?
I made the switch because Reason was the only program that you could use on a Mac. And I switched over from PC to a Mac. And at the time, FL didn't have the switch over, you know, to be able to use it on Mac too. So I had to make the transition to Reason. And it took me a while, man. It took me like a year to really get good on Reason, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I think the learning curve for Reason and Fruity Loops is like this, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Is Fruity Loops a bit more basic, would you say? Or it's just a better user interface?
It's just a better user interface, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the learning curve for it is just better, and you can do a whole lot more in it too, you know, like, I can't even really explain it. It's just, I just think it's easier to use, and it's, the learning curve for it is way different than Reason. But what I will say is that I think Reason sounds better quality-wise, though. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people were just using the what's it called, the presets and stuff on Fruity Loops and stuff, and the shit wasn't sounding right. Me, when I use FL, and even Rob now, like, we use our own drums, we use our own sounds, we don't use nothing.
Different,
like
virtual instruments.
We erased the whole shit. You know, we erased everything out of FL and loaded all our own shit in it. And I think that's why people be like, oh, Fruity Loops is bammer, and you know, you can't really blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, because you guys don't know how to fucking use it.
You got to import your own kind of sounds,
exactly,
right? And when you say that, you're talking about like virtual instrumentation, right?
Definitely. The virtual instruments is where it's at. I'm hard-headed though, because I have a very old version of Reason, and the new one that they have right now, like, you can use VSTs and everything in it. So I just haven't upgraded.
You're just used to doing your own thing, and it works.
It's just like my big homie Jake one. Like, everybody says Jake uses an ASR 10. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows Jake is known for the ASR 10, and he won't leave the ASR 10 because that's what he came up on. You know what I'm saying? That's what he feels comfortable with, and that's what I was comfortable with, was Fruity Loops. You know what I'm saying? So when I had to make the transition and shit, it was rough, because I was making good shit, but it just wasn't as good as the shit I was making in FL. So it took me a while to learn.
You had to commit to it.
I had to commit. You know what I mean?
Did you ever think about switching back to Fruity Loops and saying, fuck this?
I was, well, like I said, the only reason I even switched is because I had got a Mac.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to my dude, Andrew Rivers, because he was the one that gave me my first Mac. Like, literally gave it to me. I met him in the club. He knew who Dyme Def was, and he was cool with me, and he loved my music. And I told him about the situation. Like, if you go and you watch the old Big Tune videos, I don't know if you're familiar with the Red Bull Big Tune.
I am.
If you go back and watch those videos, if you go back and watch, I won one year, and they did a whole segment on me. And I was using like a 95 compact Presario, my guy. Like, the screen was dull. There was ketchup stains and all kind of shit up on it. Like,
they're probably looking at you like, how did this guy win?
Bruh, I had no monitors. I didn't have headphones. And I was mixing off of the computer speakers.
Yeah.
And winning these beat battles. You know what I'm saying? And so Andrew, he recognized that, and he was like, bro, like, if you had the proper tools, you would be crazy. So he was like, I got an old Mac. If you want it, you know what I'm saying, I'll give it to you. And I was like, man, that would be great, you know? And he gave it to me, and then rest is history. You know?
Advise you not to try it on these beats, I get trifling. Lions and bison, calm in the crisis. Haters wanna do me like ISIS. Man, we getting cake for the icing. Increase the pricing, envy my life. It's seeming so bright, yeah. We bring the lightning. Acting funny, I'ma run up on your Sesame Street. I don't want you in my bread like sesame seeds. I'm not stressing, I'm protecting my seed. Pull the Smith & Wesson whenever you messing with me. You want the number one spot, huh? Want my place at the top, huh? You want that money when it drop, huh? You should really try to stop, bruh, cause you never gon' get it. Now you never gon' get it. Now they never gon' get it.
Dyme Def, we the best, though, yes. Young Kevin's no heart prick, say it with your chest. Iron out the problems, or you niggas get pressed, or the strings till you puppets get pulled without a crest. Sick of hearing all you niggas, all these ladies. I know, because I watch both of those too. I watch Wet Wavy and I watch Rick Rude. There it is.
Yeah.
My guy, Rick Rude.
He's awesome.
That's my guy.
He's
I love
such a
that
cool
dude.
guy.
Yeah, that's my dude. I love him to death. And I heard his interview and I was like, yeah, I like what you do. I was like, yep.
Oh, dude.
So that's why I was like, yep, let's do it.
Well, cheers to that, man. We're gonna actually cheers to the Fremont Universe Ale next. It's just a normal pale ale, ABV of 5.6% with a bitterness IBU of 35, so it's not nearly as bitter as the last beer we just tried.
Yeah, it looks a little light.
It is a little bit lighter. I mean, it's a pale ale, so we'll see how it tastes. I'm not gonna lie, I've had all these before just because I love Fremont. It might be my favorite brewery in Seattle.
I'm not mad at it. It looked like Bud Light.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like Bud Light.
I hope not.
Don't worry.
Some Coors or some shit like that. Cheers. Yeah.
Why does beer taste so good?
Because you've just had 7.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot more flavor than Bud Lights.
Oh yeah. This is surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting that much from this one.
Mm-hmm. You ever been to Fremont Brewing?
Nah, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
If you're ever in the neighborhood and want to go out to a nice brewery with some people, just go for it. And they're kid friendly too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
I don't know if I'm gonna bring my kid to a brewery, but you know.
Yeah, I always find it a little strange. People bring their babies. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, but that's dope though that you can actually go there and do that shit. It's kind of like wine tasting, right?
I mean, like, it's not so much at Fremont. Some people get really serious about beer. I have some really. The thing was that they inspired the show was that I have a lot of friends who are super into beer.
Super beer connoisseurs.
Yeah,
and, shit, right?
and like
Okay.
I kind of would like sit back and kind of try to chime in, but I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna get a little bit involved and start like a podcast about it, and at least try to seem like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, this IPA is not bad.
It's
I
just a
usually
pale ale.
or a pale. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this pale's not bad. I like this.
Good, man. Well, we're gonna play a game to kick off this next section.
Let's get it.
This game is called Sneakers. I'm gonna give you a clearly fictional situation you've been thrown into. You're gonna put yourself in those shoes or sneakers and describe how you'd react to each of these situations.
Oh, let's do it.
We'll start out with something a little that could potentially happen and gradually get more ridiculous.
Okay.
Now, fans of you will know that you've been beasting it at beat battles throughout your career.
Definitely.
You've entered into beat battles that can, let's say you've been entered into a beat battle that can make or break your career. However, during your beats, you must play one of your instruments using the tracks live. What instrument do you choose?
Keys.
Keys? Even though you have like no experience playing any
The
kind of
only
instruments.
reason is because of him. I promise you. Rob is the only reason that I can play keys right now.
Yeah.
And like I'm not Alicia or nothing on him, but I know.
You know, like basic chords?
Yeah.
And like maybe play a bass line or something like that?
You know, like I can do the bass lines on the keys and I can do the keys on the keys or whatever. So if I had to play an instrument live, it would definitely be keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little known fact, actually, almost all professional composers then and now, like I'm talking hundreds of years ago, they do all their compositions just on piano.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, I know. Like and it's crazy because like I've been in the studio with people. Like I've seen Jake One make beats and like just seen him play different instruments, like Vitamin D. Like I've seen him play different instruments and shit like that, and I'd be like, damn, these guys are talented, man. Like, you know. But that's why I tell everybody, like, people be like, how did you get so dope? It's because I came up around so many dope people. I had Bean, I had Jake, I had Vitamin. You know what I mean? Like the Holy Trinity. That's what they call them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had those guys. They were my mentors. Like they taught me how to make beats.
Yeah.
And they taught me what sounds good, what don't sound good, what chords go together, what bass lines you should use for different samples and different shit like that. So, you know, I had a lot of help coming up, and I did.
Yeah. All right, second question. Number 2. Due to unforeseen computer glitch on your Mac and all computers you'll ever own, you can now only use one synth or virtual instrument for the rest of your production. Put yourself in those shoes and choose the one and only virtual instrument you'll use for the rest of your life.
Complete.
Complete's like a whole bundle, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but choose one and don't say contact. I want like a library if it's contact.
Omnisphere.
Omnisphere. I've heard great things about Omnisphere. It's expensive
Omnisphere.
as fuck, though.
It is, but it's worth it though.
Yeah.
Because you'll never use the same instrument in that shit.
Yeah.
Unless you like something and you use it, but like there's so much in Omnisphere, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus,
crazy.
you can like import your own sounds into it and manipulate it.
And
correct?
then you can make your own and then save them and put them in there as instruments too. So
Yeah. I already
Omnisphere.
get my hands on that.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
Omnisphere
pirate
all day.
it. All right.
Hey, don't say that.
Yeah, I'll scratch that from the record.
Yeah.
Number 3, before releasing Dyme Def's next album, a record label approaches you with a decent deal. The only caveat is on the contract states you must change your name from Dyme Def to your original group name, The Playboys, but this time it's spelled with a Z at the end. Assuming you can't change the amount of money the deal pays you, what does it take for you to sign that contract and become The Playboys once more?
It depends on the money.
We're saying it's the same amount of money that you're being offered now.
I don't think we would change it.
No?
I don't think we would take it.
Not
We
even
wouldn't
for
take
like the best management and tour that you've been set up for, anything like that?
it. Nah. Nah.
That's fair,
just
man.
because there's a backstory to that. When we first got into the game, we, like you said, we were the Playboys, and we got into the game, and I forget what his name was, but we were about to do a deal with I can't remember what the label was, but shout out to my nigga Prez, G Prez. It was his label at the time, and I think Skunt Nana and all them guys was on that label at that time, and they were trying to sign us, and we were the Playboys. And the dude that we were recording with, he was like, "That's such an awful name." he told us. And
I mean,
at the
he's not
time-
wrong.
No, he's not wrong at all. But you gotta take into account that we were like 16, 17 years old at that time. So some old dude telling us like what we should do, he was like, "Fuck you," you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell us blah blah blah. But then it made sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all got on the phone one night and was like, he's right, you know. So SEV was the one that came up with the name Dyme Def. Def is short for definition. So, you know, he was the one that came up with the name, and that's the one that we ran with. But as far as your question goes, though, no, I don't think we would take it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
totally a
think we would
valid
take it,
answer.
just because the name, we would probably get sued anyway. You know what I mean? So,
Rest in peace, UF man.
yeah, UF. Pervert.
But that's a segue kind of into talking about your new album, by the way. You released 2 singles, All Summer, which was about, you released it maybe like 3 weeks ago, which was a follow-up to Never Gonna Get It, released around 5 months ago. We've heard the Do songs. You got Never Gonna Get It, it's a bit more fun and funky, and All Summer can be more like heard in a club or something like that.
Right.
What's the rest of the album gonna sound like?
The rest, that's why Rod's shaking his head because he already knows. The rest of the album, man, like we're really going back to the roots, like to what people really started liking us for in the first place, which is like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily boom bap, but like hip hop with our twist on it. You know what I mean? Which I feel like we've always done. You know what I'm saying? Like we've never been a boom bap group. We've never been a mainstream group or anything like that. We've always been able to do everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think for this album, you're gonna get a little bit of everything. But we got a chip on our shoulder right now.
Okay.
You know, so you're gonna hear like we're writing our asses off for this album. You know what I'm saying? Like the production, it's just easy. You know what I'm saying? But as far
Are you
as
producing all of it?
Nah. Hey, so my group, so me, my production camp, Black Gang, which Rob is a part of. Shout out to Rob, shout out to Deli Beats, and shout out to my dude K the Great. He's over in Nigeria, Africa right now, and he does a lot of our shit too. Is pretty much going to be handled by all of us.
Cool.
So the production is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
The production, I'm not even worried about that. As far as the album goes, it's up to us. You know what I'm saying? So
The MCs.
yeah.
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 Well, you guys have stated in the Glow Up podcast, which I was listening to earlier, you stated that the hunger is there and that we've got something to prove.
We do.
What do you got to prove?
We have to prove because we've been gone for so long and so much has happened since we've been gone. Mm-hmm. So many different groups and different artists and stuff have came out of Seattle. I feel like it's a lot of it has changed since we've been gone. You know what I mean? And we just want these new cats to know that we was here first. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones that set that paved the way for you guys to do what the fuck you guys is doing now. You know, like us, Blue Scholars, Common Market.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like we paved the way for you guys. So us coming back and us being a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to let y'all know, like, we ain't lost a step. You know what I'm saying? Just because you ain't heard from us in a while don't mean that we still can't out-rap you guys. You know what I mean? So
how do you guys decide? Are you guys like always, all three of you are going to be on a track? Is it always like, no? How do you decide who's going to be on track and who's not? Do you kind of like battle for it, or?
Nah, it really all depends, because if you look at All Summer, I didn't rap on All Summer.
Right.
I just did the bridge and the hook.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then Never Gonna Get It, you know, we had three verses, and Fierce did the hook, actually. And then we did One Man Band, you know what I'm saying? And I did the hook for that and the bridge, you know what I'm saying? So, or I didn't do the bridge, we had a sample, we used a Future sample. So like a lot of the songs that you're gonna hear on this new album, I'm probably not even gonna be rapping on, because I hate rapping now.
You hate it?
I hate it, bro.
Wow.
And the only reason I say that is because for me, rapping has got so boring. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I've been so much into my production. So I'm experimenting a lot with my shit and trying to turn a new leaf with my shit also, because I'm doing a lot more melodic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to the All Summer shit, I'm singing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so like there's gonna be a lot of that, but it's not gonna be to the point to where it's gonna turn off our regular or our like hardcore fans that have been rocking with us since 07. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be that or whatever, but I'm not rapping as much.
Okay.
Like, the majority of the rapping is gonna be SCV and Fierce.
Okay.
And I'm gonna handle the hooks and the production and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
How close is the album to being done?
Oh, it's gonna be a minute.
You're gonna polish it.
Yeah, we're taking our time with it, because we don't have no time restriction right now. Ain't nobody really expecting an album from us right now. So whenever we drop it, it's gonna be, you know, they're like, oh shit, it's Dyme Def, you know.
Yeah, kind of like Chinese democracy.
Yeah, if you want to,
well, it took forever.
You feel me? Like, if you want to compare it to that, then that's cool. Yeah, you know. But like I said, you know, we ain't got no time limit. We ain't got no deadline or anything like that. So we're taking our time with it. But we want to come out with it first quarter next year.
Okay.
First quarter.
So you have a general idea.
Yeah, we want to put something out by first quarter next year.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to be a full length album. We're probably going to put out a few EPs first, and then
kind of like
a full
as a warm up.
Yeah, just to kind of get people back. Yeah, you know, because we lost a lot of people because we've been gone. You know what I mean? So we're trying to get all them people back, and then once the want and the demand is there, we'll knock out a full album easy.
Yeah.
Cool.
At what point did you guys decide, like, let's keep doing this?
That's a good ass fucking question, man. Well, you know, Fierce was doing his solo thing for a while. I was doing my solo thing for a while. And we were both getting like big notoriety, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was on Two Dope Boys, I was on Two Dope Boys. He was on Hip Hop DX, I was on Hip Hop DX. So the Dyme Def name never really died. It's just that we wasn't together, you know what I mean? So we was like, man, like, we can still do this. Like, we're still the best fucking trio to ever come out of Seattle. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If you want to argue, you can argue, but we're the best trio to come out of fucking the Northwest, period, in my opinion. So we was like, we still got it, so let's do it. You know, it's like, now that everybody is kind of settled, you know, the family life is better, you know, everybody's kind of comfortable financially, why not, you know? Now we have our own money. We don't have to rely on another source of income, you know, like outside as far as like management and stuff like that. Like, we're doing everything ourselves.
You can't afford, still sharp as steel, but I think we will, two different swords. See, I'm trying to beat a plug, you trying to find the plug. We two different cores, I'll never switch up. Still the same old brain, but when the funds round up, don't say I changed. A brother off the bus, float around in the range with him, shooting the shit to poppy clips in the range with him. Asking for change, to asking for change for 100, cause that's the only bills I get paid. You niggas saying thank you for the road I paved, cause I took him out that one way straight to a grave. I never switch up, it's all a part of it.
Okay, the final beer that we're drinking from Fremont Brewery is the Lush IPA. It is a whopping 7% with an IBU of 80, meaning it is pretty
potent,
pretty damn bitter, just like the Inner Urban. However, people often prefer the Lush IPA to the Inner Urban, which was, again, the first beer we drank. Like I said before, I prefer the Inner Urban, but
I haven't drank anything I haven't liked, so
okay, well, good, man. So
cheers.
Final cheers.
Well, beer, we've had some great times.
Yeah, that's definitely a little bit more fruity.
Yeah.
You're not making a good face. Are you not a fan?
I don't like the aftertaste.
Really?
The aftertaste of it.
Give it another taste. I don't notice much of an aftertaste. Maybe that's because I like it.
It might just be me, bro. But I don't know. The aftertaste of it's not sitting well with me.
Okay, well, that's a fair review. I mean, I like it. It's a little bit more fruity than the Inner Urban.
I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's not bad. Like, I've had really bad beers before, but I don't know. There's something about that aftertaste for me that's kind of killing it for me.
Okay, I like the Lush IPA.
But if I was already drunk, this would be water. Trust me.
Maybe I should have taken more time in between the breaks for you to drink more. All in all, you've had all 3 beers. You've had the Inner Urban, the Universale, and the Lush IPA.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite?
I had to say the first one is my favorite.
The Inner Urban.
Yeah.
Team Inner Urban. That's what I'm about.
That's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, man.
Or not so far. Overall, period. That's my favorite one. Yeah.
Well, if you're ever in the area, check it out. They have a lot of beers on tap. A lot of beers at your local grocery store too. And I'm not just saying that because they gave us the beer, but
right. No.
It's really good beer.
The first one that's my favorite for sure. I would drink that for sure.
Well, we're gonna play another game to start this round. It's called Flip the Record. It's a simple game meant to give our listeners a glimpse on your thoughts and opinions on not just hip hop and beer, but really anything that might be fun to know. Okay. It's really simple. I'll give you 2 options. You just name the option you prefer.
All right, let's get it.
PBR or Rainier?
PBR.
Me too. The album Sex Tape or Yuck the World?
Sex Tape.
Why?
Because I feel like a lot of people didn't give it a chance, and I feel like Sex Tape, if it would have came out, if Sex Tape would have came out now, it would go platinum. A lot of these people that are doing what they're doing, I feel like Sex Tape, we kind of embody the new shit that everybody's doing now, and I feel like Sex Tape was before its time.
Rum and Coke or gin and tonic?
Rum and Coke all day.
Okay. I used to be a huge rum and Coke guy, and now it's just a little too thick for me. I like the gin and tonic.
I can't do gin, bro. It's too
piney. People think it tastes a lot like wood.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
it's nasty.
I get it. All right, here's a hard one.
Okay.
Hot dog on a hamburger bun, or hamburger on a hot dog bun. Rob's like in disbelief.
What? Yeah, you tried it. Shit. How can you put a hamburger bun on, or how can you put a hamburger on a hot dog bun?
You cut it in half.
Okay, now?
Yeah, I've had to do that before.
Or put a hot dog on a hamburger bun? That was the other one?
Yeah.
So hamburger on a hot dog bun or hot dog on a hamburger bun?
That's right.
I probably do hamburger on a hot dog bun.
Most people say that.
Yeah.
Because just hamburgers, usually people like it more.
It's bread, period. So
you Not a huge
lose.
difference.
Yeah, you can't really lose with that, yeah.
All right, Northwest rappers or Northwest producers?
Northwest producers all day.
Mm-hmm. You're representing your home team.
Yes.
All right, flexing or stunting?
Stunting all day.
Rare, medium, or well done?
Medium.
Okay, playing it safe.
Medium.
Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Dark or light beer?
Dark.
Dark, really?
Dark.
Wow, I'm sorry we didn't have any dark beer today.
Well, you know what? Actually, I take it back. Light beer. Sorry, I didn't think about it because I don't like what is it, like Guinness and all that shit. That's dark beer, right?
Guinness, is the color is dark, but technically it's light.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. Surprisingly enough.
Well, I like the Fremont beer. Okay. So anything like
it's
that,
more of a light beer.
Yeah. So okay. Light beer. Yeah, light beer.
Yeah, dark is definitely something that will like more fill you up more.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. Light beer all day.
You like writing with the pen and pad or digitally, like on a computer or cell phone?
You know what? I was writing in my phone for a long time, but I feel like I write my best shit on a pen and pad, so I'm gonna go pen and pad.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I like a pen and pad because you can underline stuff, you can circle shit, you scratch shit out. It just feels a lot more visceral to me.
And it feels a lot more real too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I came up off of writing, or I came up off of reading off of a notepad and having so much shit X'd out to where it looked like a puzzle. So I gotta put it together while I'm rapping to see what goes together because I got so much shit etched out. And I feel like it's just more organic. So definitely pen and pad.
All right.
For sure.
Last one. Toilet paper over or under?
I'm not answering that.
Why?
I'm not answering that. Because I use baby wipes.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, a little known fact.
One time for the one time. We bougie in here, man. We use baby wipes.
I guess that's bougie now.
Yep.
All right, at this point of the interview, I like to change. I can't believe that just happened.
Yo, baby wipes for the win, man. For the win.
All right, at this point in the interview, I like to kind of shift gears And we kind of just have a general discussion about the state of hip hop, not just in the Northwest and Seattle, but also in the world on the whole.
Just period.
You mentioned earlier you're not a fan of rap nowadays, which is understandable. There's a lot of pop artists out there.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't a fan of rap. I just said I'm not a fan of rapping myself.
Okay.
I still love rap. I
Okay.
still love rap. I still appreciate good lyrics. I still appreciate somebody's pen. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as far as rapping myself, I've done it for so long, and I really feel like I don't really have anything else to prove.
It's got a little stale.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now at this point, I'm just kind of experimenting, trying to do different shit. You know what I mean? So
Let's say you have like an iPod full of just Seattle rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you gonna play first when you're just kicking?
shit.
Let's put it a different question actually. Who are you gonna play when you're just kicking it with the homies? Who are you gonna play when you're driving in your car? And who are you gonna play at a party?
Okay, at a party, I'm playing Dyme Def.
Okay.
In the car, it's either gonna be Raz Simone or Nacho Picasso. At home, it'll probably be Rick Rude, Grinch, Fierce, Greaves, or who else? Gift to Gab. Shout out to Gift to Gab.
she's
man.
great.
Okay. I love her. She's so dope. Or if I'm in my R&B mood, I'm listening to Christina Palace.
Christina Palace, I haven't checked her out.
You should check her out. I produced her whole album.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, no, Rick Rude, I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, I love him, and I love Peace Move too. Shout out Peace Move. Man.
Yeah,
That's my guy.
I wish he was still making music.
Yeah, I miss Fresh Espresso or Fresh Espresso.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm getting a little.
But
tipsy here.
Rick Rude, he gave me some of his album, which will be dropping soon, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I
it's
fuck with Rick,
really
bro.
cool.
Like he's so like worldly. Like he knows so much. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a very knowledgeable dude. Like I could sit and talk to Rick Rude forever. You
Yeah.
know? Like he's so dope. Like shout out to Rick Rude. That's my guy.
Yeah, he's great. Now let's expand outside of Seattle for a second. I mean,
Okay.
What are you seeing out there nowadays that you can't fuck with, and what are something out there that you wish everyone listened to?
I can't really say that I don't fuck with anything because I give everything a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of those dudes that like, you know, like I'm not one of those old bitter dudes. I'm like, all these mumble rappers are trash and they do this and they do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm a Young Thug fan. I fuck with Young Thug.
Yeah.
I like 21 Savage. I like Uzi Vert, you know what I'm saying? A couple songs. I don't want to say I like everything he does, but a couple songs from Uzi Vert. Like these new cats that are coming up that these old cats are like saying like, oh, they're mumble rappers and do shit. Like they actually make dope songs if you dive a little bit deeper into their catalog. You know what I mean? So I don't really have anything that I don't like.
That's good to hear. Because I first asked this, I think, to Zach Levine, you know, of High Class Studios.
Yeah.
And he made a really good point about the mumble rap that a lot of people hate on. And it was like, you know, I might not listen to it in my spare time, but it's got its place to shine.
It's got its place. It really does. Like if you're in the fucking club, are you trying to listen to Tribe Called Quest or are you trying to listen to Lil Yachty?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like everything has its place. You know what I mean? So that's a great fucking, you know, example. Everything has its place. Would I listen to Lil Yachty on my own time or in my car? No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I'm in the club and the shit come on, hell yeah, I'm grooving. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, like I that's the perfect example. I think everything has its place for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there any rappers out there that you really fuck with that you do listen to, like maybe on a weekly basis?
To be honest with you, I listen to a lot of R&B, man.
Yeah.
I do because of this guy. I listen to a lot of R&B shit. So I put a lot of people on to a lot of these new R&B artists and shit. So like I fuck with like Eli Solstray, El Hay, fucking Marcellus Javon or something like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I fuck with like a lot of these new R&B cats and shit, you know what I mean? But like as far as rap goes, I like Marcus Battles.
You got a lot.
I got a lot. Like my Spotify is crazy. Like if you looked at my Spotify, you'd be like, wow. You know what I mean? Like I listen to a lot of this new shit that people don't fuck with. You know what I mean? But I fuck with it because to me, like I said, I'm getting bored with rap. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, they're doing something different, and I fuck with it. So you know, I listen to it.
It definitely makes sense though, because you know, especially on the hooks that you've been doing lately, it's a little more melodic.
Very.
And you're drawing inspiration from that. Would you say?
I wouldn't say it's from that because I've always been melodic. Like if you listen to a lot of the older Dyme Def shit, I'm singing on that shit too.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much now, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe not as much back then
Right.
than I am now. But, you know, I've always been a melodical person. Like I always tell Rob, and he'll tell you, the one phrase that I always say is that if I was to wake up and I wasn't able to rap anymore, but I had vocals and I could sing, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wish I could sing rather than rap.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap out the podcast, but I want to thank you so much for being here, Brainstorm. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we close out?
I mean, shit, look out for the new Dyme Def project is coming, hopefully first quarter of next year. Rob is working on a lot of new stuff, Blap Gang, which is my crew, you know what I mean? Shout out to Devontae, shout out to Mundy and all them guys, you know what I mean?
Rob, what's your stage name so we can look at
Rob Reeves.
Reeves?
Rob Reeves.
Reaves?
Reeves.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Rob Reeves, Christina Palace, which also happens to be my girlfriend. You know, she sings and stuff. I just did, like I told you, I produced her album. We're about to start working on another one. Shout out to Deli. Me and him are working on the mixtape album, or not a mixtape album, but an instrumental album. Me and Rob are working on an instrumental album. We got a lot of shit coming in the next few months, man. Like, you know, so just look out, man. Just look out. We got a lot of shit dropping.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is K-Rad. This has been Hoppy on Broadway, your source for everything hip-hop and hops. Until next week, peace.
Chill.
Yes, sir, I'm a one-man band. I'm a one-man band. Yes, sir, I'm a one-man band. Yes, sir, I'm a one-man band. I'm a one-man band. I'm a one-man band.
I came up as a nobody, but now everybody know me now. They like Fierce, you gon' blow up. Now everybody wanna shoot me down. I ain't got a chip on my shoulder. If I did shit, I'd probably eat it. I ain't been eating and sleeping wide awake, dreaming, fighting demons. Carry iron, I'm anemic. I ain't making deals or pleading. I don't fuck with nobody.